Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing the Sunday analysis for NASDAQ of July 30th, 2023. So, let's get straight into it. Right here we're looking at the monthly time frame, okay? And here on the monthly time frame, we see that there is a fair value gap right here that it ran through. Now we do have 19 hours left for the month, so we're still waiting to see how this candle is going to close, but so far it's resting well above the fair value gap right here, and we want to see what it does then. So right here on the monthly time frame, we see that price came back into this order block right here, respected it, and displaced higher, causing a shift in market structure. Now we want to see price pull back into this area and continue going higher. Okay, so for the monthly time frame, we see a huge displacement right here, huge run higher after it pulled back and tapped into this bullish order block. Now price did pull back into if we were to measure this from here, from this candle low to this candle high, we see that price tapped into, pulled back into the discount zone, tapped into the order block, of course, and then we see right below the discount zone there is a small fair value gap right here. Tapped into it, respected it, shifted in market structure, and continued running higher. So on the weekly time frame, going down to the weekly time frame, we see that price closed above the monthly fair value gap. Now keep in mind, on the monthly time frame, price still has 19 hours to go, but on the weekly time frame, price has already closed above the fair value gap, came back into it. If we look at the low right here, take a look at this low right here. The low of this candle is 15,483 and 3/4, which is the high of this fair value gap, and the high of this fair value gap is 15,492 on the dot. So it did go below it just a hair, continue going higher. Now on the weekly time frame, what do we see? We see another fair value gap right here. Let's make this one orange. Okay, so this weekly fair value gap has been tapped into, and then price rejected it. So what do I want to see here? I want to see price fill this fair value gap. What's resting above this fair value gap? Relatively equal highs, which could potentially get taken out this August. So price tapped into this fair value gap, resting below the discount zone on the monthly time frame, ran up, came back down to it, displaced higher, shifted in market structure, pulled back into this small fair value gap right here. Pulled back into this fair value gap, respected it, and continued running higher. Took out all this buy side right here, ran through this fair value gap, violated this fair value gap, closed above it, and tapped into the weekly fair value gap right here. But it didn't close inside of it, so I want to see if it's going to close inside of this fair value gap. So let's go down to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we see that price displaced above it, came back into it, tapped into it. The low is 15, tapped into it, and then continued moving higher. Now after this displacement right here, what do we see? First of all, if we take a look back here, we see this order block right here. Okay, next to this order block, we see another order block. So when there's an order block within an order block, this becomes a propulsion block. Okay, so this propulsion block has been tapped into, and the mean it closed above the mean threshold of this order block. So if we were to take it from here to the high, price closed above the mean threshold right here, continued going higher. Propulsion blocks are very strong, and when it pulled higher and when it ran higher, it tapped into the weekly fair value gap, pulled back, rejected it, pulled back, created another fair value gap right here. That price is consolidating in on the daily time frame, pulled back into this monthly fair value gap, tapped into it just by a hair, continued going higher. Now what do we see right here inside of this inside of this monthly fair value gap? We see another fair value gap right here that price has yet to tap into. So what could we possibly see here? We could possibly see price run into this fair value gap, respect it, and then continue going higher. This is what we could see next month, or I could see price doing this, so it could refill this imbalance and then continue making its initial move higher to refill the imbalance on the weekly time frame, which we could see right here. Okay, let's move down to the 1 hour time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, here's the daily SIBI. Price made a strong large move down, tapped into the monthly order block, or monthly fair value gap, displaced higher. And what did it leave behind during these displacements? It left behind sell side here, sell side here, sell side here. There's also a sell side right here, but I'm not going to mark that yet until I see any of these get broken. So if this were to get broken with strong movement down, then it's a market structure shift. I would want to see this. If price were to break this low, I want to see it run through it, come back up into a fair value gap, and continue running lower, taking out the rest of the sell side right here. So this is what we have on the hourly time frame. Okay, so we can see right here this bearish order block. Price ran through it, took out these highs right here, and let me change it to blue. Took out these highs, respected them, pulled back, created another fair value gap right here on the 1 hour time frame. So I could see price, we want to see how price closes right here in about 30 minutes. Today's Sunday. I don't trade Sunday. I use Sunday and most of Monday to gather information on the market and see what price wants to do when it's not clear to begin with. So on the monthly time frame, we're bullish so far. On the weekly time frame, bullish. Daily time frame, bullish. Hourly time frame, bullish for now. So it ran up, displaced. Now I want to see it. Now it's accumulating more orders. Does it want to respect this order block and continue going higher, or does it want to break through this order block and take out sell side liquidity? That's what we want to wait for Monday's trading day, to see what it wants to do then. So right now, I'm not going to mark this fair value gap just because this candle hasn't closed yet, so we got to wait to see what it does there. Okay, so So we see on the hourly time frame that price took out these highs right here, made a huge move down, created relatively equal lows, then ran with high energy all the way up and took out these highs resting above here. Now it's distributing its orders and accumulating more orders. So it's gonna, I can see price consolidating in this area through the next couple of days and see what it wants to do from there. So on the hourly time frame, I'm still waiting. I don't have a clear bias, whether it's bullish or bearish. I still don't have a clear bias just yet, just because there's not enough information given to me, since this is a fresh move coming towards the end of the month. So we're gonna see what it does tomorrow's trading day and gather more information there to see what price wants to do from there. Okay, so if I were to look for a long position right here, I could frame my trade on the hourly time frame, and I know that price has made a huge move up, so I can mark it from this low to this high. Here's the discount zone. I'd like to see price come back into here, tap into this SIBI, respect it, continue going higher. Okay, so if we were to go down to the 15-minute time frame, what do we see right here on the 15-minute time frame? We see that price, same thing, took out Thursday's high, ran straight back down. When it ran down, it targeted this sell side right here that it has failed to run through just yet. So I could see price run through this sell side right here, and then if it were to do that, then I can anticipate price to continue going lower and tap into this fair value gap after this sell side's been ran through. Okay, so after it runs through the sell side, it's going to tap into this fair value gap, and if it respects it, then I can go down to lower time frames, if not this time frame, to look for potential buy positions. Because if we were to measure our fib from this low to this high, here's our 50, here's our discount zone right here. In the first fair value gap on the 15-minute time frame that I could see under this discount zone is this one right here. It's clear, it's very clear. So I want to see price tap or draw into this 15-minute fair value gap right here. Okay, going down to the 5-minute, let's just see what it's doing here. Price ran through Thursday's highs, displaced lower. So if we were to take our fib, measure from here to here, let's say we were bearish today, we could see price tap into the 50 in the discount zone of this area. Let's see, stretch that out. Here's a fair value gap right here. We could see price, if we were bearish, I could see price tap into this fair value gap right here, respect it, and then continue going lower, taking out these highs, tapping into this fair value gap to continue going higher. Or it could do whatever it wants to do. So I don't know exactly what it wants to do just yet because I don't have enough information. That's why on days like this, I like to give it a couple days to gather more information and figure out what it is that price wants to do and where it wants to go. You know, we don't always have to take a trade every single day. We don't always find trades every single day. What we could do every day is watch price and see what it wants to do and where it wants to go from the information that it's giving us. So right here on the 5-minute time frame, if we were bearish, we could take some short positions right here when it taps into this fair value gap, since it's above its mean threshold right here, from this high to this low, above the 50% level, fair value gap right here, which also happens to be in the ICT OTE trading zone, optimal trade entry. So we could place our short position right here. Bam, you could place it however you want. You could either place your stops up here or up here, depending on what you want to do. And then target these lows first of all. Second, we target these, and then third, we target mean threshold of this 15-minute fair value gap. Okay, let me just take all this out, delete this, and that's it for today. So Sunday's analysis, just to go through it one more time, starting from the monthly time frame, we displaced higher, came back into discount zone, respected the bullish order block, tapped into this monthly fair value gap and respected it, ran higher, shift in market structure, so I could see price want to fill this fair value gap right here, or just tap into it at least, ran higher, has yet to run through the weekly time frame fair value gap, which is resting above here. So I'd like to see price tap into it. If it wants to continue going lower, it taps into it, continues going lower. On the daily time frame, price closed above the monthly fair value gap, still wanting to make its way higher to tap into the weekly fair value gap, at least its mean threshold. I want to see what it does in that zone. On the hourly time frame, took out Thursday's highs, took out these highs right here. There's a volume imbalance right here that we can see that I want to see, or I can see price tap into and rebalance this volume imbalance before it either runs higher or pulls back into discount zone. So on the 15-minute time frame, yet again, price has took out this internal sell side level. It has failed to break this sell side. It could potentially break through, and if it does, I want to see it target this sell side and fill this 15-minute fair value gap right here before it runs higher and tap into this 15-minute volume imbalance. Okay, 5-minute, same thing. Took out these lows, failed to take this low, and I'm still waiting to see it take this low so it can then draw down to this low, fill this fair value gap, continue moving higher. So that would be all for today. I will see you guys next week and see what price wants to do. So I don't have a bias just yet because I don't have enough information on the market on the higher time frame, like the daily. So in situations like this, I like to wait and see what price wants to do from here, and then once I have enough information, I'll have a more clear bias of what I want to do. So until next time, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys later.